In this session we are going to use searborn library which was built over matplotlib. The difference between searborn and matplotlib is basically a base plot library, but searborn gives the beautification to your plots. So let us start with, we are going to import searborn library as SNS, this is a standard, and then we have to set style to a white grid. Now other styles are dark green, dark, white and ticks. So about these styles you can study further on the websites. So basically white grid style we have chosen because it is good for the large sets of data. So let me import and execute. So for our study we are going to again make the use of market fact data. So I'm re-importing and executing. So these are the top 5 rows. So now I'm going to plot a histogram and density plot. So I'm going to take the shipping cost as one of the column. So let me see the output. Okay, now you see the output here. Now on the x-axis you can see the shipping cost, and on the y-axis you can see the. So it means that if the shipping cost is lower, you have more number of records, and if the shipping cost is higher, you have less number of records. So with this you can also plot the bars with this. So here we have the bars at each points. So you can make the use of rug function to get the bars. So here we are plotting only few data, that is why we have used column 150. We are selecting only 150 records for our plotting, because when we make the use of the plot, it takes a lot of execution time. So usually it's not recommended to plot bar along with the density curve. Now if you want to, let's plot sales density. So we can use the density function, and hist I have made false. So and another one I made hist as a true. So if you want to plot the bar, make it true, otherwise have it false. So I'm printing two plots here. So I have two plots. So here in the second one your hist is true, so that is why you can see the bars here, and in the first one there is no bar because hist is false. So again, the thing which you can take from this plot is that lower the sale, the more is the volume of the orders, and higher the sale, the less is the volume. So let us now do the box plot that we have already done in the matplotlib. So let's make the use of searborn library to plot the box plot. So here I am making the use of column order quantity. So here is the order quantity. Now the difference between the matplotlib and the searborn plot is that the order quantity is printed on the y-axis. So basically the values are on the x-axis. But if you remember the matplotlib where we have done the plotting for the sales data, you can see the sales value was in the y-axis. Now if you want to get in the x-axis, you can make the use of, basically you have to specify y equal to market fact order quantity. So this is on the, so your order quantity is on the y-axis. Okay, let us now do a scatter plot. In the previous example, we have made the use of scatter function in matplotlib. Now with the searborn library, we have this joint plot which is used for plotting the correlation graph between the two columns. So here we are taking an example of a sales and profit. So let us see the output. The output is almost similar that we have plotted last time. Now the addition, along with this, you can also see a bar chart here. So from this you can say, you can conclude that if the sales are higher, your profit are also higher. But there are some few points where if the sales is higher, your profit is lower. So this is another way to plot. You can put the data frame here and the column name here. Now let us reduce some data here just to have a better understanding. Okay, I have reduced the data. So I have filtered out the market fact data where the profit is less than 10,000 and your sales is less than 20,000. So I have taken these record with this condition. So my profit and sales data is like this. So now I'm going to use some kind of argument called the hex. Using the kind argument, let us see the output here. Okay, my output is almost like a hexagon. So here you can play with the colors here if you know the color codings. I've used the blue color now. So this is the output. Let us reduce further. Now I'm selecting those data where the profit is less than 100 and sales are less than 200 just to have a better understanding. So I'm replotting with kind argument as hex and color as C. Okay, my output is now more readable here. Now here you can see that if your sales are higher, there are some point going downwards. You can see the point is down, so this is a profit which is a lower one.